Welcome to my home. We all have a little bit more time on our hands with what is going on, and I thought it might be a great time for us to do a craft together. This is unrehearsed, so we'll try to make it go as smoothly as possible. But one of my favorite things to do, I started doing this when I was just a child, is to make clothes for dolls out of socks. And so what I've done is I've prepared in advance a couple different outfits. Now these really cute socks that you see, I bought on Amazon knowing I was going to do this video. But you can do it with your own socks at home. If you have white socks, you can use some puffy paints, put some glitter on them, just be creative and make your own outfits. Now, if we take a look over here at Alexis, you can see that her little shirt was made out of this sock. And what I did is I just cut right about here, so you can see that that's what it is. And this area of the sock is actually kind of double knitted and folded. You can kind of see here. And so it made a really good collar. I didn't have to do anything. And you need about an inch from the collar area, from the collar area to before you cut your arms. And so for my sock, I cut from the top of the ears approximately 1 inch to the bottom of the ears, just nipped it and then cut to each side, and that's what made the arms. And then I cut the bottom and I put it on her, and you can see it looks super cute. I used another area of the sock and I just cut straight across the center and made her hairband. Super simple. Of course, she needs to have some undies, and we wanted it to be matching undies, so I make those from the toes. And so I've brought Kiwani along with me, and you can see she needs a little bit of clothing. So I thought I'd make some underwear for Kiwani out of this sock. We're also going to make her a dress out of this sock. It's super cute. It's got a little kitty on it, and it says a happy days. So I thought that was appropriate for what we are hoping will be amongst us soon. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the toe, and you can see kind of this bottom area here. And notice that the toe is sewn across the top here. So I want that to be open. That's going to be the back of my panties. This is going to be the front. And then I'm going to fold that in half. And you see this little peak here? This area right here, I need at least I'm going to do a ½ inch because I need a full inch. Can you see that? I need a full inch to go in between the legs. So when I fold it in half, I'm going to keep a ½ inch. And so how do I figure that out? I just kind of hold it with my finger and my thumb, and then I'm going to take my scissors. Now, this is a really good craft for children. So and giving them a lot of instructions is really not necessary. You kind of just let them go at it. So if you've got young ones, of course, we want to use the scissors that don't have a point so they can't hurt themselves. And what we're going to do is we're going to go from where this sewing line is of the sock. Remember the toe of the sock, so right here. And we're just going to cut at an angle. So I'm going to cut across. Voila. And now we have our panties. I think I'm a little bit crooked, so maybe I'll just kind of even that out here. And now we've got to determine how tall do we want our panties. So I like to cut it a little bit long, just in case, because when you put it on your doll friend, you got to make room for her tushy. So if you cut it too short, then it's going to be too short in the back. This will work, of course, with any type of doll product. You can do your soft body dolls or the hard body dolls like vinyl dolls like the Dollfriends. And so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to cut it, I don't know, maybe about right here. Okay. Now we're going to give Kiwani some much needed panties. And I'm just going to slide these on real quickly and pull them up and show you what we came with. Ta-da! Isn't that cute? And you can see really close. You can see how it kind of rolls down and creates a little band. And these ragged edges that you see from where we cut, I like that. I think it's kind of cute. But if you don't like it, you can roll it under. I'm trying to get away from doing too much stitching or finish work for it. It's really the rawness of taking a sock and turning it into something really creative. And so that's one thing that we can do. Now, the other thing that we can do with what we have left over on her sock, to do something just a little bit different than what we did here with Alexis, I'm thinking maybe we'll make a really long dress. And so I want to make sure I get all of the happy day part out of this. And I'm just going to kind of snip it. Well, I'll kind of show it to you. I think maybe snip it right about here. Cross. Okay, so this is what we have now. Okay, now what's wonderful about this is going to be a wonderful just kind of dress that we can pull up from the bottom. And it's going to cling itself. And let's see how we do here. It might be a little bit long, but we don't know until we try. Okay. And of course the socks stretch. So you got to kind of like just position them how you want. And so what I'm finding with this particular one, which I didn't do in advance, so I'm doing it live with you guys, is that I have a lot of extra stuff at the top in order to make it, you know, the dress size that I want, but that's okay. We're just gonna kind of work with it. So I'm gonna kind of push it all into place, and you can see that it will stay in place just like this. So if you like that sleeveless look, that's okay. But if you prefer to have some straps, I'm assuming that a lot of you might have drawers like this with all of your scraps of ribbons that you have made things with, and you too much to throw away, but not enough to actually use, and you just keep collecting them. And if not, you can use shoestrings. Or rubber bands are another way, hair rubber bands. You can make those into straps. But I have this really thin, kind of tight, I don't know, it's kind of a ribbon with little hearts. And we have a couple options that we can do. Now we can take and make straps for Kiwani just here at the top so that it hangs on. Or we can wrap it around the bottom here and create kind of a crunched area and then swing it around her neck. This amazing little dress that we've made in just a couple minutes. So let me show you some of the other ones that I've made and how simple it was. From the heel of a sock, you can see I've kind of already cut this one up. From the heel of the sock, you can actually make a hat. And so here I used the heel of the sock that was left over from making Alexis' little shirt there. And you can kind of see here's the heel, here's the part going up through the leg, and then this part was coming down to the toe. And so what I did is I cut it off, and it's approximately, I'd say maybe 2.5 inches or, 3 inches. And then I just took a ribbon. This was my ribbon that I chose, and I tied a knot. So I just gathered the ends. Let's see if I can do an example here real quick for you. So I'll show you based on this one. Okay, so this is what I have, and so I'm going to cut this one right here. I'm just going to shorten it up. Okay, so you can see. And now for this part, I'm going to cut it off approximately right here. And if you notice, that's exactly what I need in order to make another pair of panties. So what I try to do is I just try to make good of whatever I have left over of the sock, so we can make a pair of panties out of this later. And so now I have this. And so this part is a wonderful part to fit around the back of the head. That's why it makes such a great sock. And so I'm going to just take this and I'll grab some string and I'm just going to tie it and make kind of a little decorative area at the top. Tie it really tight, so pull it tight. And so I'm going to do maybe a triple knot here just to make sure. And gosh, if I had thought about it, could have made it large enough to make a bow. I didn't think I left enough room. Let's see if I can sneak a little tiny bow in here. And let's see. And that's what I find when I'm doing this is I kind of just find that the creativity just starts to come. You just start playing with it. And you go, oh, maybe I can do that, or maybe I can do something else. And so that's becoming the crown of our hat. And I made a little bow, as you can see. And then I'll just kind of roll it back, and then we'll put it on Kiwani. It's what looks like more of like a ski hat, but since she's kind of my model for this video, we'll just kind of put it on Kiwani, and you can see that now Kiwani has this cute little hat with a little bit on the top. And so depending upon what kind of ribbon that you use, like this one, I frayed the ribbon, and so it kind of makes this, I'll show it to you, I'll put it on Kiwani. It makes kind of just this fun little top that maybe you might see in, a beanie for skiing. Try to get all out of her eyes. But so see, can you see? Oops, she's kind of falling apart here. And that's the back, and we've got these little things going on at the top. And so that's really fun. Now, if you look over here at Elena, we actually made a bathing suit, which was super easy and a lot of fun. And that again is made from a sock. You can see I made it from this sock, and I made it from the heel part of the sock. Okay, so what I do is I wanted to maintain the heel part right here. This heel part is this area right here, okay? And then the bottom part is the same thing that we did when we made the panties, the underwear. So let's kind of just take a look at how we're going to cut this. So I flatten my sock out, and there's my heel, and I want to keep the whole part of the heel. It's nice in these socks because they're almost color-coded of where to cut. So I'm going to cut right at the top of that curve. Okay, do you see? So if I looked at it, it kind of looks like a ped. In fact, if you had a ped, this would be a great way to just go straight into the whole bathing suit thing. Now what I do here is I fold this under. So it kind of like self-lines. And that becomes the top here. And then as I've shown you already, we'll just nip out the legs here and here. And then I took elastic, or you could use any kind of ribbon. And what I did is I just nipped right here, really small with the scissors. Keep it really small because it stretches. So nip right here and then nip right here and slide your ribbon or your elastic through the inside, and then you just tie it off in the back. And now you have this really cute bathing suit. Additionally, you can see that Elena needed to have a beach bag to go with her. So of course it looks like it might be the toe, but it's really not. It is the top area. So I will do that with one of the yellow ones. This is the top of the purse or the tote. And then I'm going to kind of maybe, I don't know how many inches that are, maybe about 4 or 5 inches. And I'm not exact. I didn't measure things out. I'm just kind of working with what I have and encourage you to do the same. What we're going to do this time is we're going to turn it inside out. And once again, we're going to tie off the bottom. So it doesn't matter what color string you use because it's going to be inside. You can actually use rubber bands to do this as well. Just use a rubber band and tie it, tie it, tie it. And I encourage you to just find things around the house. If you want to do it like, like I did, where I went onto Amazon and I just tried to find really cute socks, that of course works as well. And Amazon is still shipping. I got all of these socks. I think I paid like $12. And so if you think about it, you get a whole lot of doll clothes for $12. Not to mention, it's just the creativity and the fun of doing this together. And they're super easy to put on and off for little young girls who have difficult with, snaps and buttons and Velcro. And so it's just really fun. So you can see all I did was tie it up, right? And I'm going to turn it inside out. And there's the bottom of my bag, okay? My little beach bag here. Then for the straps, let's see what kind of color I want to put on the straps. Let me see. Well, since I didn't plan this out, maybe we'll just grab what's close. We'll just grab this. And what I do is I take tape, and I'm going to tape off the end. Okay, that not only keeps it so it doesn't ravel, but it's going to make it kind of like a shoelace, where it's nice and firm, because I need that to thread it through the top of the sock. Okay, so can you see I just wrapped the tape around the top, and then on my sock, I'm going to go to the inside, and I'm going to do a really small clip right on the edge, okay, really small. So you can see what happened when I did Kiwani's dress. If you do it too big, it stretches out too much. And then I have to do that on the other side as well. And we're going to thread the straps through. Now you can say, well, Ellen, my socks don't fold over like that, so that's not working for me. Well, that's okay. Just snip and then tie on one end and then tie on the other, and then open it up and fray it and just make it kind of fun, like tassels or something. So there's no one way to do this, and I'm hoping that some of these examples will just give you ideas. And I did this for a girl's birthday party, and it was so fun to just give them a big bundle of socks. I showed them a couple examples, and then they just went to work, and what they had created was so amazing and so fun. And so I think it's an excellent craft for any time, birthday party, or now that school is, homeschooling. Everybody's homeschooling now. It's just a good thing. So see how I've got it through like this? And so you could do just one strap, or you could do two straps. If you see, because here, if I pull tight, I can get it to close. But if I do one strap, only one side gathers. So you choose on how you want to do it, if you want to do one strap or two straps, but the process is the same for each one. And so then once I determine how long I want the purse to be, so if we were making this for Kiwani, I would just kind of measure to see how long I want it. Do I want short straps, long straps? And then cut it off appropriately. Okay, and then I cut off the tip of the tape because it gets kind of bulky, and then just circle around and through and pull into a knot. Now this is really, really thick lace, and so what I did with this one is I actually pulled the knots back through so you can't see them, but in this case I think I'm going to leave the knot out because it will really get bulky inside, and it's actually kind of cute. And so if we give Kiwani a purse, I'm going to tie her straps together so her little dress stays on. In this case, the straps, the little flowers are cute, but I'm finding it's hard to tie because it gets hung up on the flowers. So, you kind of work with what you got, and you figure out what works and what doesn't work. But in this case, we can give Kiwani her purse. Just slide it up and over her shoulder. And now she has a purse too. And it's big enough that you can put all sorts of things in it. So you can put books in it, you can put, beach bags in it, you can put, just all sorts of cute little things in it. Well, I think I covered most everything that I did. I hope that you have a lot of fun with the sock project, and I look forward to talking to you again. I think I'll probably do this a few times while we're all kind of together in our house. I'll talk to you later. Bye.